Shane Lowry leapt with joy as Europe sealed the Ryder Cup, while the Americans celebrated smaller victories on Sunday, rallying from a blowout into something closer to respectable. Yet for all the grit the US showed, the truth is their best players weren't there, or weren't themselves. Jordan Spieth, once the brightest young star in American golf, has slipped so far that he never even factored into the team discussion. Dustin Johnson, who once overpowered major venues, has been a shadow since leaving for LIV. And Brooks Koepka, the cold-blooded closer of half a decade ago, barely registers in big events anymore. Those who did compete gave everything. Russell Henley nearly closed out Shane Lowry with a brilliant approach from a bunker. Cam Young, Justin Thomas, Scottie Scheffler and Xander Schauffele swept their singles matches against Europe's biggest names. The fight was there. The fire was there. What wasn't there was depth. The US had 15 major champions under the age of 42. Only 6 made the team. Injuries explain some of the absences, Gary Woodland's health battle, for instance. Wyndham Clark and Brian Harman faded after their major wins. But for too many others, the story was different. Koepka, Johnson and Patrick Reed chose LIV, forfeiting competitive opportunities outside the majors. Their results since have been largely irrelevant. Meanwhile, Spieth's decline has been shocking, missing the FedEx Cup playoffs 2 straight years. Webb Simpson, once a steady force, has vanished from contention. The Europeans lost stars to LIV too, but Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton still played well enough to qualify. Europe brought its best. The Americans did not. Then there was the captaincy. Keegan Bradley wore the headset, not the team colors. Once upon a time, that job seemed destined for Phil Mickelson. But Phil's defection to LIV exiled him from the golf establishment. Tiger Woods would have been the natural replacement, but his obligations and injuries left him unable to commit. So Bradley took the reins. He led admirably, but the bigger story is why the US player pool forced that choice in the first place. Imagine a team led by Tiger or Phil, with Spieth and Justin Thomas reunited, Koepka and Johnson a fearsome pair, and Bradley grinding beside Justin Rose. That team could have, and probably should have, been in New York. Instead, America arrived with a roster thinned by politics, poor form, and divided priorities. The Americans who played cared as much as their European counterparts. They showed it in their Sunday charge. As Bradley put it, his team still believed. But belief wasn't enough. Too many of the country's best were missing, or more interested in getting paid than playing for pride. The Americans lost the Ryder Cup. Worse, they lost it long before the first tee shot at Bethpage Black.